Good afternoon, all. CountbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, March 11th. We're looking at the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. And once again, the bulls did what they did on Tuesday. And we'll go over that in a minute. We do make an all-time high. We make all-time highs in every indice except the triple Qs, which is no surprise. They didn't even take out last week's high, so no surprise there. But the Dow, the transports, the Russell, SPY and ES all new highs. SPY got their overnight all-time high. ES did not. ES does not have a trend day up. SPY held theirs by 3 pennies. As far as the Russell, they already have a new high in the overnight. So they make a new high today. They're the only ones that didn't have single prints, and they go out with a price probe. So they have 9 wide. They have an afternoon pullback low, and they have a price probe. Sort of a P-shape, though, for short covering, but it is an all-time high and the overnight all-time high now. Triple Qs held their trend, D and C, but they had 9 wide. They go out with 2 sets of single prints. They do not go out with a price probe. They're still, I think it was like $5 away or so from last week's high. I'll look at that in a minute. And then for SPY and ES, we gap higher. We held the gap. I had an excellent trade in D, which I'll go over. I gave some back in M, which I'm really upset about because I told the room what was happening. I was a little uncertain. We'll go over that in a minute. As far as my trade, so in A period, I actually took a short, the 394 puts. Trying to think, I wrote the opening. I think it might have been when we got up to the when we got below the opening. I took it for a little bit. Trying to see if that's what it was. I believe it was 394 puts below the opening. Didn't hold on to it long because we weren't getting anything. I thought maybe we'd close the gap. We didn't. Made some on it. Got out. B period. I actually took a long. Not at the high. It came in. I was like, well, if we fill single prints, I'm going to use, at the time, I believe it was half back and everything. I got long to 392 calls, flushed out below the open. I'm like, forget it. I'm out. I got out of it. I lost small on it. Then in C period, we had no single prints. We made a new high. I took 395 puts against the all-time high. Did not hold them long. Did make some money on it, but not a lot. I was like, I'm not getting much for this. So I took those off. The best trade I had by far today was in D period. I got out of the shorts. D period came down. It really, really wasn't pushing lower. I wanted to get long. I was like, well, you know what? We still have our overnight all-time high to get to. If this isn't going to really push, I bought 150 of the 394 calls, and it paid me beautiful. I mean, I was no risk at all. I bought 100. Then I think it came in a penny or two. I was like, I want to buy more. I bought 50 more, so I'm 150, and as it rode all the way up, started taking them off. And it turned out to be a really good out because then we had trouble after that. We got good extension in B, C, and D. Really didn't get extension after that, and believe it or not, I did not take a trade after that till I period. I was going to take a short in H period if ES got their overnight all-time high. They missed it by 3 ticks. I'm like, well, maybe we'll go back up there. I'm not going to short it yet. Obviously, they never got back up there. It came in. I took a short when we broke H's low. Paid me small to begin with. I was getting nothing for it. The other ones went off, took it off. Basically, scratch made small on it. That was it. Now, I said to the room, if I get that flush in I or K, I don't mind taking a long. Well, it happened in K. I took the long, but I was getting nothing for it. L, and I'm like, remember on Tuesday what I said? This market was tremendously long again up here, and they weren't getting paid. I said, I'd like to see a flush. I was hoping it was going to happen in I, get paid on my short, go long around half back, and go back up to POC. We never got back up, 8 wide. I said, the later it happens, the more L&M are going to make these longs pay. Now, I didn't get paid, I didn't get hurt being long up here, but I did take a long here, and I got hurt because I keep waiting. I'm like, well, maybe, just maybe we'll go back. Never happened. Finally took it off. Took a loss on that, which ate into my day's profits in D. Still had a good day, but I'm really upset at myself because I should have known better. I knew they weren't going back, even though we were 8 wide. I was like, if we get back into L's range was very small. Maybe we'll have a reversal bar, but they just couldn't do it. Like I said, ES fills single prints. We do not. And we still have the gap. It's not big, though. So, destinations for tomorrow. Upside. One and only one. 395. Actually, you know what? I'm looking now. Nah, I'm not going to use it. I'm saying J's high, you can kind of use as an afternoon rally high. I'm not using it. Just going to use today's high and all-time high. 395.65. That's it. ES still has their overnight all-time high from, I believe, February 17th or 16th, whatever day it was. Okay. Downside. Now, I'm not going to totally ignore 8 wide. We'll see what happens if we get back up there tomorrow. Again, I think this was just a case of week longs flushing out, just like on Tuesday. So would I be surprised if we opened right near our POC or J's high? I would not. So we'll see. Downside. First destination is the small 3 cents worth of single prints. 393.27 get filled at 25. Then we don't have anything to today's low of 391.74, filling the gap at 391.40, a 34-point gap. And then 389.68, the naked POC from yesterday. And then on the charts, monthly, one-time framing up. I'm going to call it 5 months now, especially since we took out last month's high. We're one-time framing up for 5 months in the SPY. Very, very healthy. Weekly, still calling it balance. Even though I want to see how we close this week. Right? We're in balance. I'm going to see if this thing pushes up. We stopped the one-time framing down. This is balance for me. We stretched so far the all-time high. We'll see how we close out tomorrow. So we're balanced in the weekly. And daily, we're up. One-time framing up. 5 days. Gap is my main focus. And then quickly on the triple Qs, I'll go over all those tomorrow. But here's the big difference. See? Triple Qs never, still one-time framing down. But 1 day to go, they have an inside week. Unless they take out 324.33 tomorrow, they're still one-time framing down with a very good chance for an inside week. Hope you had a great day trading. Have a great evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.